Hi, everybody. This is Lisa Keslar of Keslar Insurance, and I am here today on behalf of Cheers for Charity New Hampshire. And as always, I'm here with my partner and good friend, JoAnn Burchuk from Lighthouse. Nice to see you, JoAnn.
Hi, Lisa. Thank you. Yes, I'm JoAnn Burchuk with Lighthouse Physical Therapy and Cheers for Charity. And today it is my honor to introduce Shawn, who is with Seacoast Eat Local, and looking forward to hearing all about the great things you guys do. So Shawn, feel free to introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about your organization.
Sure, sounds great. And thanks to you both for having me. It's a pleasure to be with you today. So my name is Shawn Menard. I'm the program director for Seacoast Eat Local. We are a small nonprofit based in Dover with the mission of creating stronger connections between people of the Seacoast region and those within the region that grow or produce food. So we do that through a variety of different ways, including hosting a winter farmers market. We produce an annual local food guide or a food directory. Actually, I have it right here. The Seacoast Harvest Guide. You may have seen one before. We've produced that guide annually every year since about 2007, which is, it's sort of just a directory of all the food or all the farms and fisheries and farmers markets within the Seacoast region, which for us, we define to be Rockingham and Stratford counties in New Hampshire, as well as York County in Maine. And we've also done a lot of things over the years to increase everyone's access to local food. We've been sort of one of the pioneers for the past 10 years or so in being able to offer local food for people that have SNAP or food stamp benefits. So we work with local farms and farmers markets to be able to offer their fruits and veggies and meats and things like that to low-income households as well. So really for us, our vision is that the Seacoast region will have this vibrant and diverse community of successful farms and food producers, and also ever-expanding access for all consumers. And that would be for people of all backgrounds, not just, you know, it's often sort of a stigma of farmers markets that rich people go to them, but that's very much not the case. And we've been working to make everyone have the opportunity to access local food. So that's a little bit about what we do. And my role in the organization is sort of the jack of all trades. I handle the administration, finance, fundraising, program development, and all those things. So it's a lot of fun.
Well, it's such a great organization, and I love the fact that you've now incorporated SNAP into the food markets, because you're right. I think there is a stigma around that it's going to be expensive, and you know, they need to be able to use those resources for food, and you know, just having this is such a great connection. So that's awesome. I've also looked at your magazine that you produce, and what a great resource. I was floored when I first looked at it as to how many farms actually are out there, and it's amazing. So if people have not gotten a copy of it, or you can see it online, I've looked at it online too. So that's another really great resource. There's one other thing you had on your website. Can you tell us a little bit about the mobile market that you have and how that works?
Yeah, absolutely. So the Seacoast Area Mobile Market, or SAMM, as we like to call it, is a program that we've been doing for about 5 years or so, 5 or 6 years. And you know, for those of you listening or watching, picture a 15-passenger airport cargo bus completely retrofitted to be sort of this like farmer's market on wheels. So it's sort of like farmer's market meets food truck. And what we do with the program is it's actually quite a lot of things. It's a literal vehicle to help us execute all other aspects of our programming and sort of bring this really fun and interesting educational program on the road. So things we do with that would be, we'll bring it to area schools or sort of like educational centers to offer children and youth fun programming about, here's where your food is grown. Did you know that there's a farm right down the road from your house? You should check it out with your parents sometime. You know, here's a really interesting vegetable maybe you've never tried before. Does anyone know what this is? So, just really trying to engage kids and get them to understand that food comes from somewhere. It doesn't just come from, a shelf on the grocery store, or this day and age, a box that the UPS man brings to your doorstep. It originates somewhere. So we try and create that connection between food and farms at an early age. What we also do with SAMM is we go to either areas that don't have farmers markets of their own, and maybe what we can do is kind of see if there's interest within that community in having a farmers market by being a once in a while or occasional pop-up farmers market stop that we can do with that program. So we gauge interest and sort of find gaps in the local food marketplace that way. And we've always used it to go to places like low-income housing communities, senior housing communities, just to provide a little bit easier access for some folks that might have transportation issues, or just scheduling wise, they're not able to get out to a farmer's market or farm stand themselves. So for us, what we do with the mobile market is really try and represent the whole food system in this region to give people an idea of, here are the types of things that you can find in your area. And really for us, we don't want the mobile market to ever be someone's long-term way that they buy local food. It's just an introduction to the local food system. So success for us means that after somebody experiences the mobile market in whatever way they do, we want them to then become a long-term customer of local food, either at a farmer's market that's close to their home or workplace, or a long-term customer of the closest farm or farm stand to their house. So it's sort of like, I like to tell people with the mobile market, it's sort of like the ambassador of all farms in the area, where we're just trying to educate people, depending on where they live, on where and how they can buy fresh local food.
Yeah, that's great. Now with the farmers markets and the SNAP program, how has word gotten out to those that are on the food stamp program that they're able to use their food stamps at these local markets?
Yeah, honestly, it's quite a challenge. It always has been, and it's one that we're still trying to find really clever ways to continue getting the word out to that population. Our best estimates in talking with some other partners and similar organizations to us, in Maine and Vermont and whatnot, is that only really about 1% of people who receive SNAP benefit are actively going to farmers markets. So it's still such an untapped population, and it's it's hard because it has to do equally with the first part is, can you get the message to those people, and if you do, what do you say? So I think the what do you say part, we've done a really good job fine-tuning that over the years, and it can be really compelling, especially when you bring in case studies of other SNAP customers that have given us testimony over the years and say, like, oh my God, I was able to buy all this fresh food for my family. I never thought I could do that. Because with the SNAP program, we partner with organizations like Granite State Market Match to enable people to essentially double the amount of money they can spend at farmers markets. So when somebody with an EBT card is coming, they come to like a market check-in booth, they swipe their card for say $20, they'll get $20 worth of market tokens to spend. And then they'll also get an additional $20 of fresh food vouchers that they can spend on fruits and vegetables. So for that $20, they're...
We just lost your audio. Shawn, can you hear me?
Yeah, I lost him at the tail end there. Give him a second.
It's gone out or not.
Oh, there you are. Now you're
There
back.
you are. You're back.
Sorry about that. At what part did I go out?
You were just starting to talk about they get an extra $20 that they can use for fruits and vegetables.
Yeah. So basically, by participating in our SNAP program at farmers markets, people are spending $20 worth of their benefit, but getting $40 worth of food. So it's been really eye-opening for the people that have been able to participate, and word of mouth has certainly helped a lot. But really, we have quite honestly struggled over the years to effectively find ways to communicate with all SNAP recipients. because at the end of the day, SNAP is a government and state operated program, and contact information for people who receive that benefit is confidential. We're not just given, this master contact list. So, we're really, really trying hard this last couple of years to work with, the DHHS and other local state agencies that do have more direct contact to this population to say, hey, we have these resources, we have this information. Can you please pass it along to the folks that you work with? Because it is, like I said, that just that 1% of people roughly that are participating in the local food system that have SNAP, it's we have a lot of room to go. So.
Well, it's such a benefit that it's such a shame not to be able to get that to the right people. So hopefully we can help you with a little of that.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
if people want
absolutely.
to learn more, Shawn, though, where do they, where do you get the Harvest magazine? Where do you learn more about all your programs? How can people stay in
So
touch?
you can take a deep dive on all things that we do right on our website. That's probably the best way. SeacoastEatLocal.org. From there, you can find the online version of the Seacoast Harvest Local Food Guide, which will not only show you all of the places that you can actually go to get a printed copy, but you can just go ahead and view sort of an electronic version of it, and then you can go and search for farms and farmers markets in your area too. So it's a really nice interactive way to kind of see, based on either where you live or where you work, what sorts of farms and farmers markets are in your area. And then for anyone who has SNAP benefit or knows someone or has someone in their family that receives SNAP, we've got a great little SNAP section on our website too that tells you all about how it works, all the locations that we work with to offer this match program, and just some other general resources for folks too. And the hard thing that's really hard to convey to people is there's a certain comfort level that not just SNAP recipients have, but anybody. Like farmers markets, if you're not used to them, they can be sort of an intimidating environment. There's a lot happening. You kind of have to know the lay of the land a little bit. So a lot of what we try and do with our website and our social media pages is give some exposure and some visuals to what that experience is like, just to help break the ice and pull more people into the local food system. Because like you both kind of alluded to there at the beginning, it is kind of amazing how many farms are in the area, and people just often drive right by and don't even know that there's somewhere that offers a nice vegetable and meat CSA share 2 miles down the road from their house. So lots of stuff to learn right on our website.
Absolutely. And it sounds like you guys are doing a great job out there. So, and I'm sure the farmers support all the work that you're doing, because it, in the end, it helps them really get their produce to market and get them connected with the people that want to buy it. So
yeah,
nice job.
We're in it both for the producer and the consumer side. That's we like to think that we benefit both sides equally, and the very specific space that we occupy is helping them connect with each other better. So we're kind of like the organization that helps farmers sell more and helps people buy more.
So, well, thank you so much for joining us today. We really appreciate your time and learning more about what your organization does.
Yeah, thank you, Shawn. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I figured something was up because I know